My name is Derek Fenton, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing Sales at Zenterra Developments. Zenterra Developments is a multifamily home builder that predominantly does multifamily building in Surrey and Langley in the Fraser Valley. We are a full-stop shop in which we do construction, development, sales, marketing, home care, all under one roof. We have over 25 years of experience, and we predominantly are building ground-oriented townhomes as well as low-rise wood frame communities in the Fraser Valley.
You are an adventure seeker, to the best of my knowledge, right?
I've been known to have some fun out there.
Yeah?
And I think if you're living in such an amazing city, you need to take advantage of what's around you. And one of the biggest things that you do is you have the outdoors, you have the nature, and if you're not taking advantage of it, then you're not getting a full love of what Metro Vancouver is. And especially in Langley, there's just so much to do. When you're dealing with real estate, one of the biggest critical pieces you have to consider is that when you are selling a home, is that this is typically the largest purchase that anyone's going to be making. And when your own values and your own key items that you keep in focus is like, what does that mean to that person? And how we really drive that for myself as well as Zenterra is that the amount of attention to detail and the effort that we put into each and every one of our homes and each and every one of our communities. I would say when we are actually designing these, it goes from the very start of the community. What are unit mixes? How big our floor plans are? What are the key amenities in these areas? But also, I'd also say it also highlights where we choose to build. Any one of our land acquisitions is typically in AAA locations, near transit, near schools, near parks, whatever that may be, because we want to ensure that the communities that we are actually selling in and the neighborhoods that we're selling in are places that people want to buy and they can grow their families in as well. I want to be any single community that we go by, I want to be proud of the community that we've developed, right? Because fundamentally, it's the life cycle of any of these communities means 60, 70, 80 years. And I think that if you are driving by something, you kind of put your own personal stamp, your own personal resume in the sense that, not the fact that you own it, but the thing is you want to be proud of what you've done. Everyone wants to do that, right? We don't do it for the awards. We don't do it for, hey, we don't do it because we want to have these big, relics or trophies to ourselves. We do it because we want to make sure the purchasers they're happy and we're providing a much needed piece of property that is home ownership. And whether you're owning it or whether you're having something that's renting it, looking for the next step in their life, that's part of the things that we really look for. One of the biggest things that I really like to highlight is that that it's from a builder that you can trust. And then when you are actually building and when you're building these communities in these areas, that we have done our due diligence and are really delivering a top-notch product that sets us apart from anyone else. We just love what we do. And if you have a complete passion for what you love to do, it's going to show in every ounce of the work that you produce. I've said it before in the sense that I don't work a day in my life because I love what I do so much. And I think that when you bring that genuine passion to everything that you do, it's automatically going to bring a top-notch product to any home buyer that we have in the Fraser Valley. One of the biggest things that, my now wife, she was working in Abbotsford, and doing that commute from North Shore to Abbotsford, you can't be doing that. It's over 100 kilometers round trip. And so one of the biggest things we looked for was what was a more central area for us, and that kind of landed to being the township of Langley. And when we were living here, one of the things that we really enjoyed was just the fact that a lot of the amenities were very close by, but also the fact that, the ability to kind of commute was very easy as well. One of the biggest pieces of why we like to focus on the Fraser Valley is because it's our backyard. We are a local group that grew up in the Fraser Valley. And so one of the biggest pieces that we really want to focus on is that if we're going to master something, we want to be a master in a one specific location. We want to be ingrained and enveloped in the neighborhoods that we build in. Whether it's building homes, building parks, getting involved with the community, whatever that may look like. And what we find is the people that are living in the township of Langley and in Langley are people who are true end users. These are people that are looking for a genuine home. And when we find that balance is that we're really trying to highlight the fact that anytime we are designing these communities, they're going to be there for 60 years. That's why we put so much attention to detail, because every single one of these communities is almost a piece of our own reference, like a reference point within your career. So we're trying to think 20, 30 years from now, what's that going to look like? I think one of the biggest things we do is part of that, smart development, smart design work. And I think that what we're really trying to focus on is development for people that want to live in the homes and these end users type thing. And I think that's part where there's being the amenity planning, the space planning, or even anything that we're looking for some of the amenities that are being cultivated. And I think that when we're kind of typically looking at a lot of our community involvements, whether it be our Ontario Green Initiative, there's an Ontario Cares Initiative, which really helps some of the local schools providing a meals program for some of the children who may not have that opportunity. I think a lot of things that we really do focus on is that we're really proud of the communities that we're building that are going to be there for years and years to come, but also giving back to those communities that we're also being involved in. Some of the key buyers that are coming out to the Township of Langley, it's a range. Some people are buying for purely based on affordability, so some of the first-time home buyers that we're seeing. We're also seeing a byproduct of people who are move-up buyers, people who've lived in the township and now maybe need a little bit more space. Their family dynamics have changed. Maybe it was a young couple, got married, now they're welcoming their first kid. We're also seeing a tremendous amount of purchasers that used to live in the township, maybe move to one of the inner communities, your Vancouvers, your Burnabys, your Coquitlam's, whatever. And now they're coming back because they want to be closer to their friends and family. We're seeing, a population or a societal shift in the need for housing, and that's being reflected more and more at the municipal level as well as the provincial level. So what we're seeing is more support, especially within the development community, that, hey, we need more new homes. So right now, Ontario Developments is very actively building and developing in the Township of Langley, as well as the Fraser Valley. So as an organization, we have approximately 1,000 homes under construction right now. And right now we're actively selling the Commons, which is in the Township of Langley, specifically in Willoughby. We're also actively selling Latimer Walk, which is a townhome community also in Willoughby. And we're upcoming a large-scale community, you could call it a master plan community, which is known as Solana, which is going to be nearly 1,000 homes, which is also located in Willoughby. And what we've really factored in is some of the success of our past communities that we've also delivered in those areas. So in the last couple of years, we've delivered Windsor, Camden, Mayfair, Newbury, Central, Fraser. These are all communities that we've all developed and designed and delivered to purchasers in that region. So I think when we're a big believer in that area, it's just the proximity to a lot of different areas in that region, whether it's Highway 1, the 200th Street corridor, the future SkyTrain that's going to be coming down Fraser Highway. And I think that for a lot of the homes that we are delivering are also going to resonate with purchasers, that when you look at this entire community, you can really see the thought and process that went into it. One of the biggest things we always kind of say is that, if we lose our passion or if we're not proud of what we designed, that's the day we retire. We'll go sell ice cream or something like that instead. Because if that passion is lost, it means that we're not delivering the top piece of home or community that we can truly aspire to. And that's where we need to reevaluate what we're designing. And up until that point, this passion has not been lost.